Welcome back to beautiful Superstition Mountain. So in today's video, what I want to talk about is how we keep your right shoulder from coming over the top. So I know one of the questions I get asked a lot is, Milo, if we're rotating out of the top, how do we keep from being over the top? And the answer is simple. Rotation is not the problem. The problem is where the rotation originates, what it comes from. So let's talk about what it looks like when we do it wrong and what it looks like when we do it right. So if I get set up here, you can see my hips and my shoulders are fairly square. Now I make a nice turn up to the top of my backswing. You can see my shoulders have gone about 90 degrees. My hips have turned probably around 45. Now if in transition, if I start with the rotation out of the top, you can see that those get squared up to each other really quick. See how that looks? Now if that happens, my right shoulder's over the top. So if I had a club in my hand and my motion is that way, you can see I'm going to be out and over. And most people will say, oh, it's the rotation that's the problem. And I'll say, no, it's not the rotation that's the problem. It's the sequence of the rotation that's the problem. So what we have to do, instead of feeling like you're rotating your upper body out of the top, we turn back. We've got a little differential here. We've got our 45-degree differential. Now in transition, if I sit down and I re-square, you can see my hips have returned back pretty close to square, but my shoulders are still 45 degrees. So if I do that, I've opened up, but my right shoulder's no longer moved over the top. Okay, so I'm sitting down, re-squaring with my legs, not spinning my upper body. So I get to here, I still have my upper body a little closed. Now from here on, I begin to fire and my lower body and my upper body start to equal out again. But that can't happen too soon. So if I make this nice big backswing here, and there's a differential, that differential needs to stay about the same. So my shoulders haven't begun to turn relative to my hips. They've turned, but all the rotation has happened from the ground. That keeps me from moving my right shoulder out and over the top. So the rotation comes from the ground. Now once I begin to pour on the speed with my legs and use the ground, now everything lines back up going through the hip. Hope that helps you understand the sequence of how your body turns, and it should solve some of your problems.